Guys, Tinubu have come under fire by many Nigerians. P2B, Davido, and many of them. P2B said that Tinubu must resign over incompetence, daily corruption revelations. P2B calls for Tinubu's resignation over multiple corruption scandals. And this is what Davido said. He said that a lot of people don't really want to talk about what's going on in Nigeria simply because they are trying to protect the image, but there is no image to protect. If little kids are being kidnapped, I use my platform to project what is really going on in Nigeria, Davido said, because many people are not speaking up because don't protect the image of Nigeria. The worst are that we don't have any image again because they've named our country as the most corrupt country. They've named Nigeria as a country of particular concern. They've named Nigeria as the country that has the worst leader in the whole world. So there's nothing actually to protect in this country, Nigeria. And Obi also said that Nigeria's hunger crisis is the result of incompetent, irresponsible leadership. P2B blast Tinubu says Nigeria needs leaders who prioritize citizens' welfare. And here also said the same thing, that again Obi asked Tinubu to resign, cites IMF off-budget spending claim. P2B, the presidential candidate of the NDC, has rejected his call for President Bola Tinubu to resign following a claim by the International Monetary Fund (IMF) that Nigeria failed to recognize some public spending in various budgets. Some budgets would not see any spending, like they spent money, they will not see any budget there. That means they spent a lot of money without accounting for it. So P2B is calling for the resignation of Tinubu, that if they cannot account for the money they spend, then they are incompetent and they're not worthy to become our president and our leader, that they need to be sacked, they need to resign. And he also said that since 2023, Nigeria has moved from one corruption scandal to another. Political analyst knocks Tinubu over fake agency, fraudulent administration. Because all we hear about this government is forgery, forgery, forgery. There is nothing good we've heard about this government ever since they came into office. Nothing good we have heard. And also I got to watch a video from Arise News where an APC person came out and was defending Tinubu. You can see the kind of lies, the kind of deceit that they're deceiving themselves. They cannot even come out and properly defend Tinubu because there's nothing to defend about APC governments. They've done bad, they've done bad. You cannot even defend them rather than lying up and down. Just watch that video from Arise News and let me get your views in the comment. Please don't forget to subscribe to my next video.
Let me turn to you, Dr. Raimi, because you are a member of the APC, although you're not in the government. So, I mean, I don't know what sort of defense you can put forth. But, I mean, is this simply an alleged case of fraud by an individual in your assessment based on what you know, or does it expose something much deeper about institutional controls inside the APC Tinubu government?
Okay, thank you, Charles, for having me. And let me say categorically that this issue is still an allegation by the person who claimed to...
No, we're not talking about... Sorry to interrupt you. It has gone beyond being an allegation. Because the government, the presidency has admitted that such a thing had been happening. The issue of allegation is whether, to what extent the chief of staff is involved or connected to it or not. But the fact is that a fake organization existed and was basically had a budget appropriated to it,
1.3 billion
passed by the National Assembly, recruited staff and all the rest of it. That's the issue. So it's gone beyond that point of allegation.
You know, there are various issues to this matter, and you allow me to make this case.
But I wanted to just check the point you were trying to make initially. Because that's people would see that as a way to try and slip out.
No, we are not slipping out at all. Charles, I can assure you, there's no slipping out. We are going to lay the point, not the emotion. When this matter came up in October last year, you will recall that this matter, Nigeria have institutions that I still believe they are working. They are working. We should not demonize our institution of government, particularly under this current president, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Why did I say so? In October, when this matter came up, the Federal Ministry of Finance, the Federal Ministry, the Foreign Affairs Ministry, discovered that there is an agency like that, and then alerted, the chief of staff you know, because he was the person. That's why I said it was an allegation at that point. He was alleging that he got an appointment for this particular position. So the chief of staff took the right decision, immediately requested, and first of all, he said he had nothing to do with it. He immediately asked the Office of the National Security Advisor and the DSS to investigate the man and whoever is connected. At that particular point, the system was working. Even beyond that, the police also came into the matter, and they went and investigated and found out that the so-called organization is fake. The fact that you see the man hobnobbing with government functionaries are not sufficient to thinking that maybe our system had failed.
No,
Let me tell you, Charles.
I don't mean to interrupt you again.
Yes.
It is sufficient.
Yes.
And if it does not raise red flags for you, then I worry about the state of this country. And I'm not saying that to you in particular.
Yes.
I am raising specific concern. How can a fake organization be able to get offices in the Federal Secretariat, have its budget approved in the National Assembly, open bank accounts in the Central Bank? How is that possible?
Charles, the nature of sophisticated crime and criminality across the world can be so tight that certain times you want to wonder how certain things happen. Let me give you a quick example.
Yeah, but it raises two questions.
I know.
It raises a question about
America,
how this could have happened in your government.
No, in America where we have...
No, we're not talking about America. We're talking about Nigeria.
Let me give you an example. On October, all of us were alive when the incident of 9/11 happened. The 9/11, why don't you say, oh, why did this happen in America?
No, let me tell you. Those are two totally different things. You see, look, I'm afraid I can't, this is preposterous. You don't really have a response.
In APC, in our own case, we had primaries.
Oh, really?
And yes, we had
that's
primaries.
A lie now.
No. You can't tell me it's a lie. You are the one that just lied plenty.
Make your point.
However, NDC had no primary, APC had primaries. And in fact, I want to commend our own chairman, national chairman of our National Working Committee, supported by that's Professor Niwada, who made sure that we had teams that went across Nigeria to conduct the election. Out of all of these elections across 36 states and the FCT, we had only 9 states where we have this issue of substitution.
Right.
And so across all, that means out of 37, if FCT is counted as...
But what's your position on what
my position? So our party was able to achieve 76% that are not substituted. Only about 24%. And my position is that it is the party's responsibility to actually nominate their own candidate to INEC.
Okay.
So if there are problems on the feed, we cannot say because certain names were returned before, why do we have internal mechanism to correct them?
Right.
Our party received over 700 petitions, and in the end of the day, we had to resolve them. I believe we will have an explanatory note to INEC to explaining why just about 28 people have been substituted.
Peter Obi's recently declared new vision for Nigeria. He's emphasizing national unity as the cornerstone of his policy strategy. Is that message likely to resonate strongly in today's Nigeria?
Well, I didn't listen to what he said, but he's talking about national unity. We usually hear all these rhetorics from most of these politicians. They will tell you what we need, but they don't tell you how they are going to enforce national unity. So if somebody is talking about national unity...
Well, I don't think he said enforce. But I think he's talking about a policy about getting people to. I don't speak for him, but sorry, go on.
Policies are easy to make. The house are what matters. You can easily get people to write policies for you. But the strong political will, the competence, and the energy to enforce that policy of the how is what matters.
Absolutely.
If you want national unity, okay, how are you going to enforce, implement.
You're not going to ram it down people's throats.
Yeah, so that's what I want to hear. That's the kind of things, how they are going to do it. And we have not been hearing that from either political candidate at the federal level, at least. They have not heard anything regarding national unity.
Right. And that's a reasonable point, isn't it, Mazi Nnamdi Dixon Irebu? Because you are an obedient.
Oh, yes.
You're a member of the NDC, and Peter Obi is your presidential candidate.
Yeah.
I mean, he speaks about unity, but Nigerian politics often rewards division and identity. I mean, that's the way a lot of politicians actually move. Can a campaign built around national cohesion actually win elections in Nigeria?
Oh, yes. And since 1999, I have stated that the ticket of Peter Obi and Kwankwaso is about the best ticket.
Did you say 1999?
Yes.
You mean 2023?
Since 1999, that democracy came out.
Yeah, that you've said that Peter. Okay,
that
you mean
ticket,
since that
since
time?
1999,
Okay.
the ticket of Peter Obi.
Since
The ticket of Peter Obi and Kwankwaso is about the best that we have had, because one, these are people who are clearly, by their antecedents, about the nation. Kwankwaso and Peter Obi's togetherness today, as we have seen, is definitely going to promote that unity. Unlike the reunion party as we have, that is insensitive to the unity of our country. Because, for instance, anybody who thinks that a Muslim ticket is not an aberration in Nigeria is not thinking straight. So clearly, we are going to have, by the body language and all that Peter Obi stands for, it will be about unity, because APC has promoted division, and there is a need to call it to a halt urgently.
Well, let's give he's not the spokesman for the APC, but he's a representative.
Yes.
So let's give him a chance to respond, because vision documents are important, but elections are ultimately won on trust. Has Peter Obi done enough to convince Nigerians he can actually implement what he's proposing?
Okay, that's a very quality question, as always, from Charles. Let me say, like our energetic, enterprising, promising Nigerian Gen Z youth will say, how now, Peter Obi? You want to say you want to unite Nigeria. You could not even unite members of HABGA, where you are former governor. You could not even unite the leadership of Labour PDP. You ran away. You could not unite Labour Party when you were their presidential candidate. You ran away. How will you do it? You came to ADC. Less than 2 months or 3 months, you have you captured it, because even on your program you said you will continue to move like that.
Oh, yes.
You know, so because his target is just to be on the ballot paper, he has no leadership capacity, skills, and experience to unite Nigeria. Nigeria has 365 ethnic groups. It has diversity, you know, in terms of religion, in terms of background. Peter Obi does not have the temperament. He doesn't have the cognate experience to be able to unite. If you cannot unite those small organizations, smaller than Nigeria, with 230 million Nigerians, with all this diversity, no one should be sold a dummy and bought it.
Okay, we must move on to our final topic, the U.S. withdrawal of its troops from Nigeria. Does this withdrawal, Dr. Yakubu, reflect growing confidence in Nigeria's military or changing American strategic priorities?
Yeah, thank you. Before I answer that, you know, I'm in the middle of two politicians, and I just want to use
it must be very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I noticed you were sweating a bit.
Yes, you can see they think unity is about inclusion of tribes and everybody. That is not how nations are built, and that is why we have problems. If you look at all the countries we like to copy, they develop some common areas of nationalism, of national interest, of things that would develop the country and pull people towards those visions. But we think now, okay, if you now have a system where every tribe is represented, every religion is represented, we now have unity. No, we are not going to have unity. That's not what unity is about. So back to the final question on the withdrawal of the U.S. troops. I think it's a good thing that they came. At least they have supported the country, most especially, I'm sure, in terms of intelligence sharing, they would have given us, because they have superior technology to support Nigeria. But now that they have left, my hope and prayer is that the Nigerian state now is ready to fill in that gap that they have left. Most of the areas where they would have helped is mostly maybe in the intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, because those are the areas, the kinds of terrorism we have, terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, those major ones are things that they are moving in the open. So you need those eyes in the sky to see those things. The second thing we have to, and I don't know why we're shying away from them, all these elements of our insecurity, these 3 or 4, have to do with terrorist financing. So we need to strengthen how we stop the monies from flowing to those terrorist groups, and that needs a lot of cooperation, both internally and with our international partners.
Right. Okay, very good points. And Mazi Dixon, the US says intelligence sharing, one of the points Dr. Yakubu was making, that intelligence sharing will continue. Does modern counter-terrorism depend more on intelligence than on boots on the ground?
Both. It depends. What is important for us is that...
Well, I mean, the Americans are gone, so their boots are no longer on
They didn't pull away completely. They still have left.
But I mean, they're saying they will give intelligence.
However, what's important for us is that this should make us realize that nobody will come from elsewhere to solve our insecurity issue in Nigeria. We all have to be involved. Government has to take it seriously and rejig completely its approach. One of the things that I have always frowned against is this government adopting, the APC government, since they came to power in 2015, adopted this non-kinetic and kinetic approach and all of that. You got people who are confirmed terrorists, kidnappers, and you say you are rehabilitating them. And some of them, recently there is news out there that some of them are being considered for recruitment in the army and all of that. We just have to stop that and change our approach, about insecurity, tackling insecurity.
Right. Okay.
Nobody will come from outside to do it for us. Then the aspect of sharing intelligence, of course, yes. We are not a nation that is existing outside planet Earth. So we need every cooperation we can get from anywhere. But there should be sincerity from the position of the Nigerian government,
right. Okay.
Which seem to be missing at the moment.
Let me ask you, Dr. Raimi, Nigeria has fought insurgency for more than 15 years. Looking beyond this week's announcement, is this country genuinely closer to ending the conflict?
Yes, we are making progress under the leadership of our president, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And let me use this opportunity to thank the President of America, Donald Trump, for the collaboration with our Nigeria government, which led to the mobilization of troops, 200 of them, into Nigeria February this year. And let me say that there are 3 quick things that came out of their coming. You recall that the commander of U.S. Air Force that led this U.S. Army into Nigeria has actually said that Nigeria is a large country. Nigeria military is capable. Nigeria has good economy, and it has large population of educated people. So these are the people that are looking at us from outside. And just 3 months, they are able to achieve their specific goal, because he said why they are pulling out is not because of any acrimony, it's because they have agreed, they have achieved the objective that brought them here. So I believe that instead of demoralizing our country, we should appreciate just like other people are appreciating us. As regards the question of 15 years, I believe that we are on course to exterminate the insecurity.
Let me give you the final word, because you're the one who is in the middle, and you're the one who comes across as most objective. We've discussed corruption allegations, electoral disputes, party leadership battles, presidential visions, national security. If this week tells us anything about Nigeria's direction, what is it?
Wow. Well,
let me put it another way. Which of these stories do you believe Nigerians will still be talking about in 6 months' time?
Unfortunately, Nigerians, I don't know what the research to back this. We have a lifespan of 2 weeks. We forget things basically after 2 weeks. But I think the first one, Nigeria should be bothered
very brief
about the first one, where you can have an agency that can put billions of naira with staff and nobody knows. And that's dangerous for a country.
So the nettlesome issue of corruption.
Yes.
Gentlemen, I want to thank you very much.
At which governments are lying and deceiving Nigerians is alarming. I don't know if they think that we are blind or that we are not seeing what's happening in Nigeria. Everybody is seeing what's happening in Nigeria. The government have been known to become a government of fraudulent activities, a government that forges certificates. We know that Tinubu have been accused to become or to forge certificates not once, not twice. Have he come out to say that this is not forgery? No. They all keep quiet because they know that there's nothing, no evidence to prove otherwise, because they have been accused that the school certificate of Tinubu was forged. Many certificates was forged, and also there have been an allegation that the senior president forged the signature of some senators. You see that this government is full of forgery, and deceit. This is why P2B is calling on the resignation of Tinubu government, that they should resign, that they are incompetent, and that also that the food crisis in Nigeria is worsening because of the incompetent leader that we have. That if we have a good leader, we won't be fighting this level of insecurity in Nigeria. This is what P2B is saying, that the reason why we are having food crisis is because of this failed government, and that is why we don't have farmers anymore. In the north, farmers are being pursued out of their farmland, or they will impose a levy on them before they could access their farmland. This is the level at which our country is going, and P2B is calling on Tinubu to resign. If you know you cannot do anything to Nigeria or to Nigeria, better resign, and then we will find people that can do something that can benefit Nigerians. Because right now, we Nigerians are not benefiting anything from APC government. Nothing. Rather, we are benefiting bad images. Because many people now can no longer work remotely because they are from Nigeria. They will ask you, where are you from? Once you say Nigeria, you are disqualified. This is how our country has been painted bad. And then some people are coming out to defend the image of Nigeria. We don't have any image right now to defend, because our country has been placed as a country of particular concern by President Donald Trump. So what is there to protect again? This is what Davido said. Meanwhile, guys, let me get your views in the comments. Please don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in my next video.